What's up guys, welcome to this week's MurfsWorld. My name is Murph if you are new to the channel, and every week I'm here to tell you what's good on Netflix, Amazon and Sky and all other streaming services, whether it be movies or TV shows. Before I begin the show, I'd like to say a big shout out to my pal Jamie and also his lovely daughter Bella, and I'd just like to say congratulations on your first week of school. So I hope it went really well, Bella, so thanks for tuning in and watching the show. I'd also like to give a massive shout out to my mate Scott, actually now been signed by a record label and has some great tracks available. So I've actually put a few links in the description if you guys want to check those out as well. Let's get on to the movie side of things. So this week, I just want to start off by saying The Boys 2 came out on Friday, Series 2, the first 3 episodes on Amazon Prime Video. If you guys haven't already seen The Boys Series 1, put a little link, I think it's just up there, so you can watch the episode where I reviewed that last year. One of my favourite shows on TV, it was absolutely brilliant. So watch that. I won't bother doing a review on Series 2 because I haven't watched it yet, but I just wanted to make you guys aware. This week, I have been watching a real mixed bag of shows and films. Firstly, I'll be reviewing Room on Netflix, starring Brie Larson. Then I'll be reviewing A Jungle on Netflix, starring Daniel Radcliffe, who you may remember playing Harry Potter when he was a bit younger. Then I'll be reviewing a movie called Rocknrolla, which has recently come onto Netflix. And then at the end of the show, I'll be letting you know more about what we'll be doing next week. So without further ado, let's see what I've been watching this week. Even though you know. Room on Netflix. Room is a drama film starring Brie Larson, as you may know as Captain Marvel. The story is based on different true stories. So think of something like Joseph Fritzl, you know, sort of where, you know, somebody sort of got somebody captive in their basement, or the story in America where literally that girl will come running out of the lawn from her neighbour's garden. You know, that guy had sort of kidnapped her on his way home from work, kept her in the basement for years, things like that. So it's a quite harrowing, dark story, you know, think along those lines. So the film is based on that, and it's about a girl who was kidnapped on her way home from school or way home getting groceries, something like that, and then kept somewhere. Obviously you don't know anything, so I don't give anything away, but kept in a kind of basement or a room. From there she's obviously then given birth to sort of a child that is forced upon her. Her and her bond, you know, the child, you know, it's the only thing that she's kind of got in this room. So it's amazing story. It's really well acted. I will say this, even though I shouldn't, my girlfriend actually cried so much during this. So if you fancy a little blubber, this one's for you. And I think especially the relationship between sort of the mother and the kid in this is you know, it's really amazing to see. It's really special. Overall, as a movie, it was an enjoyable movie. It's quite hard hitting in bits, and it, you know, it's a drama. It's quite an emotional drama. So get the Kleenex ready if you're going to be watching this one, and definitely one I'd recommend for most people if you like sort of good dramas. Also, the fact it's based on sort of true events. You don't think about a lot of the things, you know, you see, especially say in America, sometimes they're doing press conferences if they get out and things like that. You know, you don't see the other side of things, you know, what's happening behind, you know, the mental, you know, how much damage it must do to somebody, things like that. So it's a really great film, really great acting from Brie Larson in this one. So check that one out, guys, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Jungle on Netflix, starring Daniel Radcliffe. This is a kind of survival movie, but it's also a true story. What I love about Daniel Radcliffe is his acting ability has grown throughout the years. He's learned a lot. He's become a very good actor. And also, on top of that, he picks pucker films. Films like The Horns, which I thought was really good. And then there was the other one, was it Swiss Army Man? One of the oddest films, but it's just the fact that he does different films. That's why I think it's brilliant. Jungle, let's get onto that one. There's enough sucking up to Daniel. It's about a guy who's kind of gone on a gap year travel or something like that, you know, takes a year off as a teacher or something like that, goes traveling, and he ends up in, I think it's Peru. So he's got his mate that he's met while he's traveling, and he bumps into him, and then they bump into another guy that this guy knows. Right. Nice and clear. Good. So they're all together, then they meet this other guy. So there's 4 guys now, right? They meet this other guy who's like, oh, you guys want to, you know, I want to see the real Peru, man. Let's trek through the rainforest and, like, you know, let's see this tribe that no one's ever seen. So with a photographer, things like that. So the story is about them going through this jungle. 3 guys, like normal guys, and then a kind of tour guide who's sort of used to living wild. Don't want to give too much more away because it's a really fascinating watch. Great scenery. It was really intense. We had the surround sound on, you know, sort of really got us involved. You know, you're hearing the rain, things like that. So yeah, great film. And it's a true story. It's kind of a drama, but you've got a few little comedy moments in there as well. And then you've got all the kind of wildlife, you know, it's just, oh, really enjoyed it. Overall, a really enjoyable film. If you like something like Castaway, you know, think along those lines, you know, I think you'll enjoy this one. If you're in that kind of mindset, like watch something like a Castaway, this is definitely one for you. And Daniel Radcliffe, again, I think is brilliantly acted in this. So check that one out and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Rocknrolla on Netflix. Rocknrolla, in my opinion, is one of those films that's like wine. No, it doesn't get you drunk and make mistakes. No, you Wally. What it does it gets better with age. Yeah, a bit like me. Rocknrolla is a kind of British gangster comedy action drama film. That's what I put it. So basically, if you like films like Lock, Stock, Snatch, Layer Cake, this is in that kind of bracket of movie. Or The Gentleman recently as well. If you've seen The Gentleman, this is sort of that style of movie. If you like those films, I really, really think this is up there. Personally, right? Call me crazy. So you've got Gerard Butler as the lead. It's one of his earlier films. Story is about a sort of kid who's kind of gone off the rails, and his dad's a bit naughty. His dad's like a gangster, and this kid's gone off the rails, and there's like a Russian billionaire, and it's multiple stories all together. I'm not explaining myself very well today. There's multiple stories all together, and they're all tie in. It's just a really clever film. There's some great gags in it. There's some really good violent scenes. It's a really clever, twisty story. Bits flying everywhere. All the characters getting entwined. Everything like that. It's just a really, really great film. I love this one. If you're into those kind of films, give this one another watch, because at the time I saw this when it first come out, and I was like, it's not as good as Lock, Stock, it's not as good as Snatch. Whereas some of those films now have sort of not aged as well, potentially. If you worry about and watch them now, they're not maybe as good as you remember, although at the time they were obviously revolutionary. Whereas this, something like Layer Cake, I thought weren't as good when I first watched them, and I've seen them later and I think they're brilliant. Rocknrolla is a cool film. It's got some brilliant actors in it, full of brilliant actors and great performances throughout, and it's just keeps you going the whole way through. If you've never seen it before, go and watch it because it's excellent. Check that one out and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. That's all we got time for this week, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll say it again. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications. Also, tell your friends. People have been telling me, how much they like the show, and, it's up there with it, and it's not getting seen by enough people. So if you guys don't mind, go onto Facebook, share it. Go onto Twitter, share it. Go on Instagram, share it. Just share. Honestly, bring me people, and I'll bring you reviews. Hey? No, I'm just kidding. Do what you want. Just watch it, enjoy the show. But if you share it, I wouldn't cry. So I appreciate it. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you found something good to watch this week. I've actually got a load of older films that I'm getting through at the moment. So I might start putting in a few older films because there's loads of rare films that I've used to watch. So I might do a little special or something soon. Maybe next week I might just do my favourite films, because you might not have seen them and there's some classics. So I'm going to be watching them again this week. But thank you very much for tuning in, guys. I'll be back next Friday. Hopefully you'll be back next Friday. So if I don't speak to you or don't see you before, leave me a little comment. Tell me how you're doing. Everyone, if you're watching this video, leave me a little comment and just tell me the best film you've watched during lockdown. Number one, the thing that stands out to you. Bit of communication, guys. There's people watching the show, they might be totally on their own, they've got no one to speak to. Let's have a little bit of chat. Got to shoot, guys. Those films ain't going to watch themselves. Have a great week, guys. I will see you next Friday. Take care.